Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining me in this live stream. All right, we just got some more data that was released today, and this is really creating some waves. I want to discuss the details with you as this revolves around Social Security. The massive 44-page report that was released today, the whistleblowers that are in this report, what they're alleging, and what this means for Social Security as a whole, but not only so much Social Security, what it means for literally the entire American population, like 330 plus million people across the country. This is pretty big stuff. Okay. So I just want to say this, okay, before I get into the details. Well, actually, I'm going to get into the details, but what I want to do is I want to preface it really quickly and kind of bring it up to speed as far as where this all came from, and just kind of talk through the backstory on this leading up to this report, because this has been like a couple months in the making here, and we got the official report on this today. Okay, so I have talked about this a little bit as we've been getting some information over the last couple of months here, but again, we just got more data out today. Okay, all right. So anyway, for the people, they're going to leave comments down below saying, "Come on, get to the point already." Dude, you got to I need a second here to preface all this. If I just give you the report, you're going to be like, "What does this all mean?" Right? So anyway, let's preface this super fast. Okay, the timeline goes, honestly, I don't really know. In the last 2 months or so, something like that. I don't know. So many things have happened this year when it revolves around Social Security. I don't know. Within the last 2 months or so, there was basically a whistleblower that came forward. Actually, the former CDO, the Chief Data Officer within Social Security, who is obviously the former individual, no longer works at SSA anymore. But anyway, this individual came forward again. I'm going to say about 2 months ago, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, roughly 2-ish months ago. This person came forward and basically said that individuals within DOGE basically, oh, by the way, when I say DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, remember that one? It was formed back on January 20th, Inauguration Day. The president signed that order and basically formed this new government department, DOGE, right? Remember that? We talked about it a lot the first, say, I don't know, 3-4 months or so of this administration. And then kind of DOGE just kind of went away out of the headlines, right? But anyway, still around. Okay, anyway. So this individual, the former CDO, Chief Data Officer within Social Security, came forward about, within the last 2 months or so, and basically alleged that individuals within DOGE basically harvested the data of essentially all Americans and put it on this cloud server. Okay, what I mean by cloud server is basically just kind of like on the internet. Think of it that way, okay? And they're basically, what they're suggesting is that this is not nearly as secure as it needs to be. So within Social Security, the database that holds all of our data, let's be fair, Social Security has data on all of us, right? Obviously, they know everything about us, right? They know our full names, our birth dates, our mother's maiden name, our parents' names, our date, location of birth, our state of birth, obviously our Social Security number. They know everything about us, right? Obviously, they have that data. And that's okay. As long as they have it, it's totally fine. As long as it's protected within their database, no problem. But this individual came forward alleging that individuals within DOGE basically harvested all that data and then basically transported it out onto, storing it within the cloud. Okay, does that kind of make sense? Well, that was what came out maybe, again, 2-ish months ago or so, give or take a little bit. Well, then maybe when was this? I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe, give or take a little bit. It was maybe even less than that. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Anyway, another report was released and said, no, we're all good. Don't worry. That never happened. Just trust us, guys. This never happened in the first place. Okay. And again, in that live stream, I had a live stream about it, by the way, and this was maybe 2-3-ish weeks ago. You can look back. The live stream is still here on the channel. Feel free to scroll back and look at it. I have no idea what the title is on that one, but it still is here just from a few weeks ago. But anyway, in that live stream, I was like, I don't really know if I buy this, right? I don't really know if I trust that they, are coming forward and saying, no, they really didn't do it. We're all good. The data's fine. They didn't harvest anything. I was like, I just don't really trust that, right? But anyway, if this is what they're saying, I guess we have to kind of take their word for it. Well, guess what? Now today, by the way, I like to give you context when I'm hosting this live stream. Today, right here, right now, is Thursday, September 25th. It's about 6-ish p.m. East Coast time, give or take a little bit. I think I started this maybe 5 minutes before the hour, roughly. Okay, so anyway, I don't know what time it is exactly at this moment, but it's about 6-ish p.m. Thursday, September 25th. Okay. Anyway, I always like to give that as context because people always wonder, hey, is this live? You know, is this the replay? So you know when I'm making this right here, right now. By the way, if you're live, drop a comment down below. If you're watching the replay on this, again, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Hey, just write live or replay in the comment section. Let me know when you're watching this. And yeah, what do you think of this so far? Interesting, right? Anyway, today, a 44-page report was released. In fact, it's called the Peters Report. Peters Report. Very interesting. So this whole thing goes through in 44 pages, outlining the details of exactly what has been alleged by these individuals within Doge, the data that they have collected, how all of us are essentially at risk because our data, according to this report and what they're alleging here, is that all of our data is essentially being held on this server that has about a okay, to be fair, they gave a range between 35 and 65% chance that this server is hacked. Not only that, some of the adversaries of the United States, like, you know, like China, Russia, Iran, some of these other places that, you know, we're maybe not the best friends within the whole world. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about the countries. I'm just saying, you know, in general, we're maybe as a country, the United States, we're maybe not like the bestest of friends in the whole world, right? I mean, we're fine, but we maybe don't like love each other all that much, right? Okay. So anyway, they are very aware, according to this report here, that they're very aware of this and maybe even potentially have access to this. What does that mean? It means that all of our data is essentially potentially sorry, I got like an eyelash in my eye at the second. Hang on a second. Oh, dang. Maybe some of you saw that coming. Dang it. I was like right in the middle of a thought and like an eyelash in my eye, and I was like, ah. Anyway, so apparently these individuals have like access potentially to this database and could potentially hack it and get this data on all of us. Okay. So with that being said, this is the major problem that we have at our disposal right here, right now, is that just like they've been talking for the last couple months here, is that the biggest potential that we have right here, right now with this situation is that literally all of us, every single person, 330 plus million Americans may need to have new Social Security numbers issued if all of this data is breached and if they actually do gain access to this. In other words, all the data that they're alleging has been taken out of the Social Security database and basically transported into this cloud database, essentially, okay? If this gets breached by one of these, you know, other countries or one of these, you know, ill-intentioned groups or whatever, we are literally all exposed then. Does that make sense? So they're literally saying the worst case scenario with this whole scenario right now is that every single American may need to get a new Social Security number. I don't know. To me, that sounds like, no, come on, that's so far-fetched. We may think that, but basically with the risks that are being laid out here, that's kind of the worst case scenario, is that we all get hacked together. Could you imagine that? That'd be really, 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 really bad in a lot of ways. That would be an absolute nightmare, not only for every individual person, but the country as a whole to go through that, all of us together simultaneously. Not fun, right? Not fun at all. Not only that, within this 44-page Peters report, side note, by the way, I have a link for it. I will put it down below in the description of this video. When I'm done with the live stream, I have not put it in the description yet, but when I'm done with this live stream, I will put the link for the report, this Peters report, down below in the description. Watch for it, okay? Anyway, I'll put a link for that. Just check out the description when I'm done here. Give me like 15 or 20 minutes after the live stream is up, or after I end it, I should say, and then I'll have it the link for it if you want to read that full 44-page report. Otherwise, you could literally just go on the internet, type in 44-page Peters report. You could write that and you'll find it. I mean, that's literally what I searched. Otherwise, I guess if you wanted to be more specific, you could write like 44-page Peters report, Social Security, something like that, and you'll find it. It's not that hard to find, okay? So anyway, that's the details of that. So super interesting to see this whole situation playing out here. And again, we're getting two sides of the story. We're getting the individuals, the whistleblowers on this that have come forward and said, this is what happened. We were within Social Security, you know, former Social Security staff that literally are alleging that they watched this play out in real time as this was happening. And then we have other individuals that are saying, no, come on, this didn't happen. Didn't happen. Just trust us. So again, it's one of these situations. It's like, who do you really believe here, right? I'm just saying, okay, I'm not here to tell you what to believe or what to think or stuff like that. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to influence you in any way, shape, or form or tell you what to think. I'm literally just here to say, this is the information that's out there. This is the information that I've gathered. And this is the information that's hitting the wire right now. And you can make your own independent decision on what you believe about all this. But I don't know, like, who do you believe here? Do you believe the whistleblowers that are suggesting that they saw this playing out in real time? Or do you believe the other side that's saying, no, well, the database is fine, they didn't take anything, and all of our data is fine, and we've got nothing to worry about? I don't know. Again, I'm going to let you decide that on your own, what you want to believe about this whole thing. But regardless, all I have to say about it is that, number one, we've got this 44-page report. Again, 44-page Peters report. Look it up if you want. You can easily find it online. Just Google that, and you'll easily find it. So there's that. That came out today, by the way. That was just released today, that report. Okay, so anyway, worst case scenario, let's just hope. I mean, here's the thing. Whether they have our data or they don't, I mean, I don't know. To me, I feel like I think we'd be kind of negligent to think that they don't have our data. And let's just be real, right? They can, if they have our data, okay, fine. I guess it's too late now. But let's just hope that if they really do have our data, hopefully they're securing it and taking the proper and necessary steps that they need to just secure that data. It's like very sensitive information on all of us. According to the report, by the way, they have access to like essentially everything that Social Security does, right? So like our full names, obviously, our birth dates, again, pretty obvious there. Our parents' names, mother's maiden name. And again, why we care about the mother's maiden name so much is that's a lot of times used as a security question, right? Have you ever used that with financial institutions? Anytime that you call or that you log in or something like that, a lot of times one of the security questions is, what's your mother's maiden name, right? So anyway, that's generally one of those very important sensitive security questions. And then obviously, most importantly, our social security numbers, which they would have, which again could allow somebody to gain access to somebody's monthly benefit, potentially any other benefits that individual is getting as well. Healthcare coverages, housing, I mean, the list goes on and on. Financial institutions. When people have our social and they have all this other data on us, it opens up a whole nasty, stinky, slimy can of worms, and who knows what they could do with it, right? That's the scary part about it. So yeah, anyway, drop some comments down below. What do you think of this whole situation? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Over the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years or so, there's been countless data breaches, right? You see some huge retailer or some huge company or some huge healthcare company or whatever. Just take your pick. It doesn't really matter. It happens all the time. Oh, this company was hacked and there was a major breaching and exposing 30 million people. And it's like, wow, that's a lot of people, right? I mean, you see this all the time. So this is not something new, but this would be like, the grand slam. This would be like the cherry on top, where all of a sudden everybody simultaneously is essentially breached because Social Security, I mean, if they're going to breach something, I guess that's the place to do it, right? Because they have access to everything. And that's maybe what's happening here. So again, I'm going to let you deduct on your own, what you want to take out of this. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to bring you information. That's all I'm here to do. I'm not here to tell you, oh, you should believe this one thing or the other thing. It's not my style. You can believe whatever. I'm just simply saying this is the data. So this is where we're at right now. Anyway, this report was just released today. Just want to bring it to your attention really quick in this video. I know it seems nuts, right? Like, how could it get any more weird? I know it's getting really weird. And I've been saying this all year. I've been saying this for years, literally. And especially this year, I say, if you think this is wild now, just wait. It's going to get even more crazy the more that time goes on. And I think that this year has held true to that, right? So anyway, very, very interesting to see this whole thing play out. Again, drop some comments down below. Let me know. What do you think of this whole situation? I don't know. I find it to be, honestly, a little bit scary just simply, and again, I'm not trying to scare anybody. That's not my style. Okay. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, well, we all need to be worried. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying whatever's happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, it's already happening. It's already happened. I mean, that's the deal, right? It's not like, get ready, we might get all of our identities taken. No, if it's going to happen, it's already happened. We already know that, right? It's too late at this point. I'm just saying, if it has happened, let's just hope that they're being good stewards of our data and that they're not running around handing it out and allowing all these people to access it that may have, bad intentions with it. I'm just saying that much, right? So anyway, I'm gonna have my wife come in and help me out with this. Wow. Anyway, I hope this helps you to some degree. And again, I know I say this all the time, and I know some of you, have been getting a lot of great value from this. But again, I'm going to say it really quickly. If you're one of the 70 million people currently on Medicare, got that phone number for you. Write that down. Take a picture. Take a screenshot. It should be down below at the top of the chat box as well. For those of you on Medicare, this phone number, I get comments daily, literally daily, in the comment section from those of you in the community that call that phone number and save all kinds of money. In fact, I featured somebody in a community post yesterday. Beth, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Beth Conley. She's saving $310 a month. That's $3,720 a year because she called that phone number. I also featured Deanne Smock. She's saving $154 a month, which is about $1,800 a year. Again, because she called that phone number. And I could sit here and rattle off name after name. Kathy McCauley, again, reached out today. She's saving $2,000 a year. It's a lot of money. So anyway, it's about $166 a month, by the way, roughly. Yeah, about that. So anyway, if you're on Medicare, seriously, just write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot. It's 100% for free. You can call them, get some free help with your Medicare. And again, if you're turning 65 in the next 3 to 6 months, call them now and establish that communication and let them help you with your initial enrollment. It'll be massively helpful. After you talk to them, drop a comment down below on any video. It doesn't matter. Just make sure to use the word chapter in your comment. That's the keyword that I search for. And I'll give you a shout out in a future video. And again, bring your list of questions. Bring your list of questions. Any questions you have, call them. They will help you out with that. And they're going to be massively helpful to you. Anyway, thousands of you here in the community have already called them. Make sure to do that. And let me know how it goes. Again, drop a comment. Use the word chapter. Just let me know. And I'd love to hear from you and give you a shout out. All right. Anyway, Corey's here to help me out.